Welcome to Food Safety 5, twice monthly reports from the Food Safety Magazine editorial desk to keep you abreast of top news stories and current events impacting the food safety sector. This episode covers the Environmental Working Group's 2026 Dirty Dozen list of the most pesticide-contaminated produce, including ongoing debate over the list's methodology and its relevance to food safety and public health. EWG's annual Shopper's Guide rankings identify the Dirty Dozen and Clean 15, which list conventionally grown produce commodities with the highest and lowest levels of pesticide residues based on routinely collected USDA data. For 2026, EWG analyzed more than 54,000 samples across 47 fruits and vegetables, ranking commodities based on pesticide residue abundance, diversity, intensity, and toxicity. Introduced in 2025, the toxicity metric is derived from the concentration of a pesticide on a sample divided by the toxicity reference value, such as EPA's no adverse effect level, corresponding to each pesticide. Spinach, leafy greens, strawberries, grapes, and peaches ranked among the most contaminated commodities, while pineapple, sweet corn, avocados, and onions were among those with the lowest detected residues. EWG reported that 96% of Dirty Dozen samples contained pesticide residues with a total of 203 pesticides identified. For the first time, the 2026 report also highlights PFAS pesticides. According to EWG, residues of the PFAS pesticide fludeoxonil were detected in 14% of all produce samples and in nearly 90% of peaches and plums. EWG maintains that even low-level pesticide exposures may present health concerns, arguing that regulatory limits may not fully account for cumulative or combined exposures. However, the Shopper's Guide continues to face criticism from exposure scientists and produce industry groups who say the rankings do not reflect actual consumer risk and may deter people from eating produce. Researchers have emphasized that detecting a pesticide residue does not equate to meaningful health risk, which depends on dose, exposure frequency, and toxicity. A 2024 peer-reviewed study found that estimated dietary exposures to pesticides from Dirty Dozen produce consumption fell well below health-based guidance values, even under the most conservative scenarios. When drawing conclusions about potential consumer health risk, a distinction should be made between the mere detection of a pesticide residue versus the risk, which is dependent on the chemical toxicity and potency, that is, the dose required to produce an effect, and on the magnitude, frequency, and duration of exposure, the researchers explained. Further, the toxicities of all pesticides are not equivalent, and reporting the detection of multiple pesticides without understanding the nature of the toxicity and the dose-response relationship of each can mischaracterize the potential exposure risk. Other expert analyses have pointed out that consumers would need to eat hundreds of servings of the dirtiest produce items daily to come close to exceeding established safety thresholds for pesticide exposure. Critics also argue that EWG's methodology does not include a formal risk assessment and may mischaracterize exposure by emphasizing residue counts rather than toxicological relevance. In a peer-reviewed analysis of EWG's updated ranking methodology, researchers concluded that the methodology utilized to develop the dietary pesticide exposure score and support the alleged conclusion should not be applied to assess impact on health outcomes. EWG, however, maintains that its guide is intended to inform consumer choice, while also emphasizing that the benefits of consuming fruits and vegetables, whether organic or conventionally grown, outweigh the risks of pesticide exposure. The organization recommends washing produce to reduce pesticide exposure and notes that both conventional and organic options contribute to a healthy diet, although it continues to promote organic alternatives where feasible. For more information on this story, check out the full coverage on food-safety.com. Check back twice monthly on Tuesdays for the latest Food Safety 5 episodes, available at food-safety.com or on our YouTube channel.